proceedings of a graduation is that it has to be a lawful gathering of the institute. So one way in which that's done is through your graduation programs. So the fact that your name appears in the graduation program means that you are a graduate, and so you can graduate both here or in absentia or online due to the fact that your name appears. So once the graduation ceremony is closed by the Senate member, you have then officially graduated and become a graduate. So what we do is a Senate representative is required to open the session and to formally open this as a lawful gathering. Today our Senate representative is Lebogang Mokoena, who is a head of program for the Davincians Institute, and he will formally open the proceedings. Thank you, Lebo.
By the power vested in me as a member of the Davincians Institute Senate, I hereby constitute this congregation as a lawful gathering for the Vinci Institute.
Thank you very much. So I will start off by now officially greeting you by saying greetings, Groete, Lochani, Molo, Sawubona, Dumela, Avuksheni, and welcome to this momentous occasion, the 2021 Vinci Institute graduation of you, our wonderful Bachelor of Commerce graduates. I really think that it is indeed something exciting to have a graduation and be here. But before I get into that, I would like to welcome some guests. Our guest speaker Dr. Premi Naika, our Senate representative, who I've already introduced to you, Mr. Lebogang Mokoena. Sitting alongside Lebo is our chair of Senate, actually, but she's representing council today, Dr. Franzel Deploy-Saliers, who's also on our Davincians Institute Council, and Louise Fuller, who's next to her, is our registrar, who will be capping you today. I would also like to make mention of Professor Ben Anderson, our CEO of the Davincians Institute, who's also here today, and he is watching you online. He is in the building, but he said he is watching online. And I would like to also say our distinguished guests from industry, the community partners, as well as your family and friends, our faculty that have also joined online, and most importantly, our remarkable shining stars, our 2021 graduates. I think for me, the fact that this is a live streaming event is always exciting because it means that this moment in time is captured forever. So your graduation today will be on YouTube. We will stream it now and it will remain there. In a week's time, we usually put up an edited version for you to keep if you would like to keep it. And we also post on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. But for us, what's really important is that each of you share with us your own journey. So when you take your photos and you share them on Facebook, please tag us in the post. Please hashtag us when you do it so that we can also share in your special moments. When you have momentous occasions in your own life, whether you be promoted, you have children, grandchildren, whatever it is that excites you and changes your world, you get married, we don't even mind if you want to tell us you get divorced, anything that you want to share with us, we really do hope that you will stay connected and stay in touch with us because this is your academic home. And I always say that our doors are always open for a reason, and that is because we always want you to feel a part of your academic home. So as you stand before the congregation today, I really hope each and every one of you will take a moment to pat yourselves on the back. Many of us have been adult learners, and it is no easy path. It is difficult with family commitments, with work commitments, with life commitments, to actually commit to a studying journey. But I do also want to say, and it's one of my favorite quotes that I've always got up in my office, and it says, "With great power must come great responsibility." Now, most people in the 20th century attribute this to the Spider-Man trilogy and Peter Parker. But for those of you who've got a good historical understanding, you will also know that this quote is actually a quote by a Frenchman called Voltaire, and it is all the way dated back to the 1700s during the French Revolution. And the reason that I love this quote so much and have used it is for many reasons. The first is I always say that I hope each of us as a creative academic and an academic mind always have the exuberance of our youth. So the thing about the Spider-Man trilogy that's always fascinated me is how all the years ago it started, and even those of you who have children today, you may have been interested in Spider-Man as a child, and you see the generations that come and come continue to be interested. So I hope that whatever you do in your life and your studies and everything, it always remains relevant to you as a person and relevant to society. Because a piece of paper really means nothing. It is what you do with that piece of paper that makes all the difference in the world. The reason that I love the Voltaire part of it so much is to show that it really has depth, that you as critical thinkers who've walked this journey, you are philosophers in your own right. Like those 17th century philosophers who used to debate grand things, each and every one of you has it within you to debate, to be critical thinkers, to be deep thinkers, to be all those things that got you here today. Continue to be those. It is really, really important. So I guess what my message to you would be, I hope that the relevance of that trilogy that has remained for generations will be how you will see your study as something that in 10 years you are still utilizing the skills that you gained through this journey. And I hope, just as Voltaire, that you will have an everlasting passion for philosophy, for critical thinking, for deep thinking, and also to never forget where you come from historically. Your roots and your culture, your background, it has built the story of your life. And although it doesn't have to define your life, it has built who you are today. And I hope you will take it into the future and grow on this learning journey that you have. Thank you very much for joining us today and to celebrate you and for your family members that have joined you and your loved ones that have joined you. Because I think the noblest pleasure is the joy of understanding. If you are always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you are. And no Davincian is normal in the natural sense of things. You are all remarkable, incredible human beings who have taken the path less traveled and taken a different path. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our guest speaker today, who is a feminist philosopher herself, Dr. Premi Naika. She couldn't be with us here, so she's joining us via Zoom, as is often the case these days. Dr. Naika is not only a Da Vinci alumnus, she did her PhD here, she's also a council member of the Vinci Institute, and she's also the managing director of Fuse Forward South Africa, which is a cloud computing company. She's the executive director of Computer Aid International, which provides computers to disadvantaged communities and schools, and it is a project that Premi is extremely passionate about. Whenever you speak to her about these things, it is the one thing she really speaks of so much and is central to who she is. It really supports women and youth entrepreneurship, and that is something that she holds dear. And I think if more of us become employers of people, the world and the country will be a far better place. So I'm going to read this part because I don't know all these technical terms, but her biggest things is that she empowers people in things such as skills in BI, analytics, Industry 4.0 through a volunteer program called Shalovis Data. Premi is an active coach, mentor, facilitator. She's a part-time lecturer. She's also a supervisor. She works with students. She's very involved in both community development and here at Da Vinci. She is an integral development practitioner. As I said, she does hold a PhD from Da Vinci. She does also have an MBA, and her specialization area is integral African feminine leadership. And she really takes that to the hilt in all the work that she does. She's a holistic people person who really believes in development. She spearheaded many change management programs and projects, successfully integrating emotional intelligence, which she finds extremely important, and the soft skills with the much harder skills of information technology. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you your guest speaker today, Dr. Premi Naika.
Dear faculty, staff, family, friends, and most of all, our amazing graduates. It is a real privilege to be speaking to you here today. BCom graduates, class of 2021, congratulations. To be invited to speak at your graduation ceremony gives me great pleasure. And to celebrate this momentous occasion even more pleasure. Truth be told, writing the speech was slightly more challenging than writing my own thesis. I had to think deeply and reflect on some of the ongoing challenges we are facing, especially the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, which we have all been facing over the past 1.5 years. We can all attest to the fact that the pandemic has turned our lives upside down. It has radically changed the way we work, the way we live, the way we think, and the way we behave. Almost every part of the world has been infected and affected, and every aspect of our lives has been impacted in some form or the other. Our routines were brought to a grinding halt, and any sense of normality or normalcy was lost in the process. Personally, I had to take a deep look at how much I had taken for granted and realized that there are some life lessons to take away from this catastrophic event. The virus spread so rapidly that nearly every country was infected within months of the virus being identified. What this proved was that no matter where in the world we were facing the same virus and we were grappling with similar struggles. It is a stark reminder of just how the world, economy, and society are interconnected, and on so many levels, including supply chains, communications, technology, and travel. Humans are social beings, and as human beings, social interaction and human contact is important. The pandemic has highlighted the importance of social interaction and human contact with almost every aspect of our lives, including education, employment, entertainment, and recreation. Physical distancing and quarantine and the lockdown have exacerbated social isolation and loneliness, leading to mental illness, which we often sweep under the carpet, both in society and in the workplace. As much as I considered myself an independent person and an introvert, and someone who likes her own company, the pandemic has made me realize how much I missed the social interaction with my customers, my staff, my colleagues, my suppliers, and simple things like a hug or a face-to-face coffee with friends and family. The good thing is that human beings are adaptive, and we came to expect and quickly realize that change is the only constant. The pandemic has been a time of extraordinary change for almost every single one of us, and we had to rapidly adjust and adapt to the progression of the virus. Many people have lost their jobs in the wake of the virus and had to find creative ways to earn a living. We adapted quickly to working remotely. Schools rapidly had to adapt to online virtual learning, and businesses and entrepreneurs had to pivot quickly. What this has shown is just how resilient we are as human beings and our ability to be flexible and creative in the face of adversity. Hopefully, the pandemic has made us rethink and reevaluate our priorities and remember how precious life is. It has been a reminder to appreciate smaller things in life and the people in our lives and things we often take for granted. Graduates, I would like to highlight and remind you that the Vinci Institute was founded on the calling of the great Nelson Mandela, connected to his dream of widening access to education and his vision that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. We often forget or don't realize what these iconic leaders fought for and the struggles they went through to pave a better future for all of us. The vision was to educate future leaders like yourselves, and you were able to realize that dream through the Vinci Institute, which upholds the guiding principles of co-creation, collaboration, conscientization, and remarkability. Besides the pandemic, some of the burning challenges we are facing as a country, to name but a few, are lack of women empowerment and diversity in corporate South Africa, rising levels of unemployment and inequality worsened by the pandemic, lack of education and skills development, lack of technology and social innovation skills for women and youth, and lack of feminine leadership in the business and the IT space. In the wake of all of these challenges, there's definitely a sense of something is broken in the way we lead and the way we run our organizations. I believe that in the 21st century, a major paradigm shift is required. Growing up in apartheid South Africa, as a woman, as a brown woman, as a woman in IT, and as a woman leader and executive, I have faced many challenges of my own. Breaking through the glass ceiling many times has left me with lots of scars to prove that. But the one thing that stood the test of time is my education. The more I educated myself, the more I felt empowered and liberated. It gave me the confidence of knowing that nothing was out of my reach and that the possibilities and opportunities were endless. My education has been my guiding light in becoming an independent, open-minded, self-reliant individual, but at the same time being more empathetic, more compassionate, more caring, and more inclusive, which comes from the values and culture of the community I grew up in. Even through the worst challenges, I considered myself fortunate to be raised in a community with people from different religious and different backgrounds, but the glue that held the community together was a powerful sense of spirituality, respect, and deep cultural values. Community spirit is what gave me meaning and guidance as an individual. We all need to ask ourselves, what gives us meaning and purpose? The grounding of one's existence in one's roots is the essence of realizing one's truth and conscious awakening. Joseph Campbell in The Hero's Journey says, if you follow your bliss, you put yourself on a path that has been there all the time, waiting for you. In this way, the life that you ought to be living is the one you are living. When you realize that you are following your bliss, you begin to meet people who are also in that field of your bliss, and they open the doors to your own dreams. I was always restless and uncomfortable in the corporate space, always challenging the status quo to a point where I was labeled as disruptive and belligerent. Don't be afraid. Challenge yourself and challenge the status quo. What is required more than ever is to create new types of leadership, new types of organization that embraces diversity and equality and are open to new ways of doing things, but not just focusing on the bottom line, but also focusing on creating sustainable change. I think where there is alignment for people by people, profit for economic renewal, and purpose for the greater good of humankind, and that dream, I think, is realized by working with women and youth and entrepreneurs, helping them, supporting them, coaching them, and mentoring them with the required skills needed to become digitally literate and more holistic and integral in transforming themselves. Even though leaders in South Africa and the rest of Africa are acknowledging that there is a need for leadership and organizational transformation, the impulse for the execution of this evolution needs to be stronger and deeper. I believe that companies should start seeing themselves as a vital force for change. It is vital that we overhaul and revitalize new ways of thinking and doing and letting old conventional norms die. Instead, we must move towards an integrated enterprise model that opens doors for growth and opportunities for all. I believe that today's organizations must be deliberate in implementing a vision that is built around contribution to the betterment of humankind. They need to promote engagement outside of the organization that contributes and gives back to society through purposeful community and corporate social responsibility programs. A reflection on my inner calling, my purpose, and my passion supplied a space for me to seriously look at how I can create a new enterprise design model and enterprise transformational processes that speaks to authentic leadership principles. More importantly, the grand narrative presented underscored the need for sensitivity in leadership towards breaking down hierarchies and evolving ourselves and our organizations into more than just ourselves, but incorporating all the stakeholders and, most importantly, our communities. But what I see and experience today more than ever is that we are so far removed from nature and community, if not also from meaning and purpose. It's time to step up and contribute your part. To change the status quo, leadership must take personal responsibility for integrating themselves, their teams, and the community as part of the strategic driver to innovate for sustainability and meaningful transformation. One such strategic driver is the use of technology to create new avenues for job creation, collaboration, and interconnectivity. Culture has the integrative potential for organizations and communities to work together. The strategy of the organization should be to relook at culture from an inclusive perspective and to shift the focus from intolerance and dominance to one of inclusion and diversity, particularly in including women and youth into our organizations and into the strategy. These approaches must be guided by active participation and stewardship, both from male and female leaders. I challenge each and every one of you to do an inventory on yourself, find out where your weaknesses are and where your strengths are. I often say that focus on your strengths and the weaknesses will sort itself out. Don't dwell too much on the past, but acknowledge and move forward. I promise you, it's a worthwhile exercise. Also, be curious, be brave, seek the truth, leverage the interconnectedness and collaboration through building ecosystems and networks. Awaken your consciousness, find a mentor or mentors, and be one yourself. Take responsibility for transforming yourself and your community. Embrace holistic development and a transdisciplinary mindset. Practice values of integrity, ethics, and trust. Balance it with governance, compliance, and integrity, as you have all studied over the past couple of years. Last but not least, look after your planet and the environment. It's the only thing we can leave behind for our future generation. Challenge yourself, challenge yourself. No one knows for sure how long this pandemic will last or how bad it will get. Regardless, I believe that there are many existential realities that I think will become undeniably clear for most of us over the next few months and years to come. The top 10 skills on my list that I would like to share with you are resilience, optimism, not easy in these difficult times, and in your profession, a culture of governance, compliance, and ethical behavior, empathy, compassion, innovation, and creative thinking, critical thinking, and more so, perseverance. In conclusion, for me, it's always been about dialogue, conscientization, collaboration, and co-creation. For you, well, that's for you to discover with all your knowledge, education, skills, and support that you have at your disposal. At your disposal. My hope is that you will harness your education, your knowledge, your experience, your creativity, and your voice to create more equity, more justice, and more joy in this world. To be the class that overcomes these burning challenges of our times, the class that persevered in the face of the worst pandemic, and the class that embarked on a new way forward. The class of 2021. What is your purpose?
Thank you very much, Dr. Naika. I think that's a question that we have to ask ourselves about our purpose. You would have known in the TIPS managerial leadership framework that we speak a lot about ikigai, and that really is important for us to know what our purpose is, to feel purposeful and to direct ourselves in a meaningful way. I think Dr. Naika had a lot of points that she put across there, but the one thing I do hope is around the skills that you want to have for yourself, the thoughts that you want to have, the things that define you. For me, I think one of the most important things is to never let somebody else tell our story, to tell us what we need to be something. I hope that what you harness within yourself is your own set of skills that will find your purpose and help you to continue to find your purpose as you move through life. I think as an individual, it is really important that when we find our purpose and we have our purpose, that we are able to almost never work a day in our life, in the sense of when you love what you do, when you love what you contribute to the world, I do think that it provides us with some kind of a deep and fulfilling life. And I think many of us sit in jobs for multiple years for things like functionality. So for example, I need to earn a living, etc. And I really hope that in learning what you have in this qualification, you will find your purpose if you have not found it, and if you have, that you will harness your purpose. Because I think there is no greater good than actually doing what you love every single day. I think many of us spend many hours working. I mean, we all say we spend many hours with our families and our loved ones. We work in order to do that. And I think it's really important for us that we actually have purpose and joy in what we do. And one thing I will say about Dr. Naika is that she's someone who truly has passion for what she does. And I think that I hope that each of you either has that already or will utilize the skills that you have obtained in this qualification and find your purpose and your passion for yourselves and for all those around you. So now is the exciting part of the day, and that is when we confer your qualifications. So how it works is that what I will do is I will ask permission for your qualification, and then you will go up one at a time. So we take our time, so you don't have to worry about going up yet. We take our time with each person. We want you to enjoy this time. The reason we have these small and intimate ceremonies is so that you and your family can enjoy the moment and you don't have to run across the stage. Obviously, it's also because of the COVID pandemic, but we want you to celebrate yourself as you called up. What I am going to do today is slightly different, and that is, although you have completed multiple modules to get to this point in your Bachelor of Commerce, I am going to mention your title, which is in the graduation program, because I think that that is your way of also contributing your unique voice and your unique knowledge to the research body of knowledge that we've got. And even at an undergraduate level, the fact that you're already contributing such high-level research is really amazing. So I will today be mentioning your project title as well. And the other thing that I just wanted to say was, please do cheer each other along and enjoy yourselves, because this is your moment in the sun. So I would like to now request, Senate member, I request you to confer the qualification Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management on the candidates that I will be presenting to you today. Thank you. I would now like to call on Donna Mayring, the Status Aviation representative. I'm not sure where Donna is seated, if she is here. Thanks, Donna, if you would mind coming forward. I would like to say that the first group of students that we're going to be calling up have done electives in aviation management. And Donna, I think it's best if you stand by Louise and Franzel there, just so that we can have you in the photos. Donna has contributed towards each and every one of the students that have done their electives in aviation management, and we do thank Status Aviation for their contribution to the students' journey. And so we start off by saying that we will start off with our first student today, and that is Jonathan Matt Lewis. Congratulations. Jonathan's project title is the predilection of ATC for rotational scheduling to manage fatigue. Jonathan, I would like to congratulate you. You can continue on to be capped, as you are capped and congratulated by Donna as well. I would like to congratulate you for your contribution, both in your research as well as in your studies, to the field of aviation management. I certainly think things like fatigue and managing people's emotional and mental well-being is something critical. So congratulations. It is very awkward in these times to not be able to gesture towards people. So thank you for that, and for Donna for being part of this. Our next student is Rafielwe Moyachabo Moritzi. Congratulations. Refielwe's project title was an exploration of the effect of increasing female representation on the flight deck. Refielwe, I think you heard today from our guest speaker. I will not interrupt our photographer, so first smile for your photo. I want to say that I think you heard from our guest speaker, Dr. Premi Naika, how important female representation within the corporate spaces are, and I can certainly say up in the sky just as important and on the ground. So we congratulate you for looking at a topic that is critical in our society currently, and we thank you for your contribution. Congratulations to you and your family. We would like to thank Donna very much for her contribution to these students as well as to aviation management in our country. Thank you very much and for joining us. To Refielwe and Jonathan, congratulations to you and your family. I am now going to call up the students that have completed electives in banking. I would also like to acknowledge Ms. Sholofelo Monyai, as well as Ms. Roslyn Peters from First National Bank, who have joined us via Zoom today to congratulate the students along with us. Our first student with the electives in banking is Russell John Clark. Congratulations. I would also like to give Russell a second round of applause because Russell completed his qualification cum laude. Russell, this is indeed a remarkable achievement and not one that is easily done, so we salute you for sure. Russell's project title was Assessing the Impact of Federated IT Data on Achieving Operational Excellence in a Banking Environment. Russell, I think we can all agree that the combination between data and the protection of data and operational excellence is something critical. And for those of us that are supported by banking environments, we hold your research very dear with our personal data. So I'd like to congratulate you and your family on your contribution today and going into the future. Well done. Our next candidate is Justin Dexy. Congratulations. Justin's project title was The Influence of Staff Motivation on Performance at First National Bank Connect. I certainly believe that motivating staff has a direct correlation with performance, loyalty to organizations. This is a field which I am very passionate about as well, Justin. And I think it is very important that we manage our talent and we make sure that we motivate our staff so that we can increase performance, but also those aspects of people. So congratulations to you and your family on this journey. Well done. Our next candidate before us is Walter William Henry Demini. Congratulations. I don't think we always hear our full names read out. So Walter's project title is Growing the Affluent Senior Citizen Client Base through an Enhanced Private Banking Service, offering a First National Bank case study. Walter, I think that this is really an incredible study in terms of looking at a demographic that is often neglected. And I want to say congratulations in terms of enhanced private banking services to those customers, but also for your accolade today of receiving your qualification to you and your family. Congratulations. Our next candidate up today receiving her qualification is Tharoshni Goundan. Congratulations. Tharoshni's project title is A Technology-Enhanced Approach to Business Intelligence and Reporting within the iDigitech Infrastructure and Security Services. Technology has played a major role in the pandemic and beyond, and especially in the banking sector. I congratulate you on tackling this topic and enhancing technology in an innovative way. To you and your family, congratulations today. Well done, Tharoshni. Our next candidate receiving her qualification is Buhle Buyeza Hlongwane. Congratulations. Well done. And I want to hear ululating, shouting. Buhle Buyeza's topic is the impact of insufficient training on performance. Buhle, I congratulate you today on your achievement. I do think that it is critical that people are trained in order to be not only performance managed, but to be motivated to perform. So I think this is a wonderful topic, taking people and the people aspects into account in an innovative way. For those of you to know, TIPS is technology, innovation, and people management. So I certainly think the management of people held very dear to your study. Congratulations to you and to your family. Well done. Our next candidate up today is Adrian Johar. Congratulations. Adrian's project title is The Influence of the Connect Employee Experience on Staff Morale. Adrian, we congratulate you on tackling this topic, on looking at aspects that are critical. Emotional aspects and morale are things that really enhance organizations without doubt. We congratulate you and your family on your wonderful achievement today. Congratulations. Our next candidate up is Natasha Kruger. Congratulations. Natasha's project title is The Influence That Multifunctional Employees Have on Performance in a Financial Operations Department within a Foreign Exchange Product House. Congratulations on tackling a topic that I think is not often tackled, and I really do think that looking at this aspect is something that can enhance your services within the banking sector and can be utilized across sectors. So to you and your family on your remarkable achievement of gaining your Bachelor of Commerce today, congratulations. I just want to check, Adele is not here, huh? Okay, all right. So we do still graduate our students in absentia. We feel it's the right thing to mention their names at the graduation and to congratulate them in absentia. So today, Adele Marie Cases is graduating in absentia. Congratulations. This project title is an exploratory study of the implementation of workplace learning. We congratulate Adele and her family on this remarkable achievement in absentia. Congratulations. Our next candidate up today is Thavashni Nagur. Congratulations. Thavashni's project title is Sales Challenges Experienced by the First National Bank Contact Center. I always find studies in sales quite fascinating because I think one of the things around the challenges is it also has an economic effect. So I really do appreciate when you look into aspects of sales challenges that are more holistic, which you did. And I really congratulate you for that, not only looking at the economic aspect, but the return on investment from multiple spheres. So well done on that. Congratulations to you and to your family. Well done. Our next candidate up is Rasecha Rahab Shai. Congratulations. Rasecha's project title is The Impact of Inconsistent Document Conversion from an Indexing System on Document Storage and Management in First National Bank. Congratulations. I think we can certainly... So I got to hear a lot of shouting and screaming. Rasecha, I think we can certainly attest to the fact that keeping information in a solid, integrated manner, and actually it is the part people never want to do, but the part that is critical for an absolute integral approach to ethics in documentation management. So I congratulate you on your study, and I also want to say well done to you and to those who supported you on your journey. Well done. I always love it when people come from the same space and can celebrate along with their colleagues. So earlier we had candidates that were dancing outside, which I hope we will have as well. The next candidate up is Avishka Singh. Congratulations. Avishka's project title is The Impact of Onboarding Training on Employee Performance in the Private Client Services Suite. This is something that at Davinci we hold dear, where you all know we hold onboarding as a very important part of what we do. Congratulations to you and your family on your wonderful achievement. Well done. Our last student will also be graduating in absentia, and that is Lanzo Sutil. Project title, Enhancing Collaboration to Improve Business Performance in the First National Bank Ecosystem. Congratulations, Lanzo, to you and your family in absentia. The academic procession may be seated, and I would like to thank First National Bank for investing in all of you, and most importantly, I would like to thank you for investing in yourselves. And I would like to thank all your loved ones that are here and who are not present. I know all too well the sacrifice that our loved ones make when we choose to go down this road. So I salute each and every one of you here today. Many of us have experienced it ourselves, and I really do want to say that it is an investment for yourself. But what I do hope, Prof. Masocha spoke last night at the doctoral graduation, and he spoke about the fact that as you get capped, your shoulders automatically broaden because of the weight of responsibility that is on our shoulders. So I do hope that those of you that stay and contribute back to Mother Africa, that you will continue to give back to the communities with your study, whatever community you are in and you are part of, that you choose to co-create with the community and create Ubuntu. Wealth for yourself and your family, but also for the communities. I am because we are. I really do salute each and every one of you here today for this momentous hill that you've climbed, and I hope that you really do enjoy the view. We usually serenade our graduates with operatic singers. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19 protocols, we can't sing in public, so we have recorded their voices so that they can sing God Bless Africa to each of you. Very beautiful voices indeed. So we introduce, and your family at home and loved ones at home will be able to see the same thing on the screens, our annual research report, which we produce each year. So your names will appear in the 2021 one. This is the 2021, which is the research output of the Institute from the year before. We're turning the pages for you at the moment, but it is available on www.davinci.ac.za. Under the research portal, you can find it. We launched it yesterday in collaboration with the doctoral graduation for your graduation season in May. And it also is the first time the research report has been fully interactive. So for example, I saw Prof. Ben there, there's Prof. Edward Kisveta. If you want to go see what he had to say, you just click on the link in the written text and it will take you to the YouTube clip. And also you will be able to see the master's and doctoral students' thesis. If you click on the link, it will take you directly to those theses that you might be interested in, and you will see that our BCom graduates' names and project titles are also in there. So from when we show the 2021 one, yours will be there. So I would like to also say I hope you saw all the different constellations, and the reason is because this year our theme at Da Vinci is the Da Vinci Galaxy. We are building our very own galaxy at Da Vinci, and you will see now come up on the screen that we've already got the purple cow of remarkability built into our galaxy as a constellation. I hope you can see it twinkling, and also the cow. We have built the TIPS framework. We have built a number of different things. So people have asked me, why the galaxy? And I say that a galaxy is something really curious, and it is also mysterious because we don't know what everything in the galaxy is. There is still a lot of unknowns in the galaxy. It doesn't matter how far science and technology and things have advanced. We do not know every single aspect of what is out in the galaxy. So we want to remind you as Davincians that having the unknown is really okay, because you don't need to know everything. That gives us hope and possibility to continue to stretch our minds, our imaginations, to enhance our curiosity, to continually look what is out there. But there's something else about it, and that is the unending gravitational pull that is bound in systems like this. It is one of infinite possibility. Each and every one of you is a star in our Da Vinci galaxy. So people have asked me, so a student is a shining star, but there's 10 billion stars. And I said, yes, but every single star has its own unique coordinate, has its own unique constellation, has its own unique name, its position in the sky. It shines differently for different amounts of times at different times. So I want to remind each and every one of you to go out there and to form your own constellation, however you want your life to play out, however you want your constellation to form in the Da Vinci galaxy. I also want to remind you that when you have moments that might be a little bit darker and moments that might be a little bit cloudy, that out of the cloudiest times, the most beautiful rainbows do appear. And the reality is that that is your colors of remarkability that are inside every single one of you. And when the night sky gets very dark, remember two things. Number one, that whether your feet are in the water somewhere far, far away, or they're in a rural community, or they are sitting wherever you are, we are all looking at the same night sky. So you are never alone. You are always under the Da Vinci galaxy and the Da Vinci Milky Way, and you will never, ever be alone. And the other thing that I want to remind you about being a star in the darkness is that in the darkest night, the brightest, brightest stars shine. So when you feel like your world is dark, please remember that you are the brightest star in that dark sky. And never, ever forget that. So I would like to say that galaxies are impacted, really impacted by energy in so many ways, the push and the pull of energy. And I hope that you are always a positive force of energy. Many of us go through many trying times in our lives. At all times, we are representing different things at different times, and we play different roles in society. Mother, father, parent, child, bereaved, happy, sad. We have all these different roles, working person. And I hope each and every one of you know that we dwell within this Milky Way galaxy. And it's actually impossible to take a picture of the Milky Way because we actually dwell in it. But we know that it is a spiral, just like the volute that is on each of your masks today. The reason Da Vinci selected the volute as our symbol is because it has no beginning and no end. It ebbs and flows, just like each and every one of us in life. We ebb and we flow. We need to be in continual motion and continual movement. And I found a very beautiful quote that was unnamed, and it says, Why would you wish upon a star if you are one of them? You were made out of stars, so you only have to start shining bright. And that is what I want to remind each and every one of you today. Our destiny is not in the stars. The star is in each and every single one of us, and you've just got to open up and let it shine for yourselves and for all those around you. You are shining stars with your own unique coordinates, and we want to keep hearing your voice in the Da Vinci galaxy. So to those people online as well as those sitting here, I want to just say that I congratulate our newest Davincians. Every one of you has a unique and magical universe inside of you, a galaxy that is yours and yours alone. So shine brightly and enjoy making your beautiful, bright, and unique growing constellation. And when you need to change, just remember you can add more stars to your constellation. And we look forward to you in 10, 20, 30, 40 years' time, still being part of the Da Vinci galaxy. So today I would like to ask you all to one last time, shout, cheer, ululate, and put your hands together as we welcome the following Bachelor of Commerce graduates into our Da Vinci galaxy. Jonathan Lewis. Rafilwe Moritzi. Russell Clark, cum laude. Justin Dixie. Walter Demini. Tharoshni Gounden. Bukhle Buyeza Klongwane. Adrian Johar. Natasha Kruger. Adele Marie Cases. Thavashni Nagur. Rasecha Shea. Avishka Singh. And Lanzo Sutil. Congratulations. Well done. Well done to each and every one of you. Celebrate today because you deserve it. You are absolute stars. I would now like to ask everybody to rise for the singing of the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa. The academic procession will leave after that, and then we ask you to please join us outside for snacks and refreshments with your family. We will also have one of our photographers there, so these are your formal photographs, but one of my team are there to take various photographs, and what we do is we send them to your program convener, and then they email them to you and you can download them. So if you'd like a photo with our handsome Lebogang, Dr. Deploy Saliers and Louise, we will gladly take it with the procession or on your own. It's up to you. And so let's sing the national anthem. Stand away so I can sing.
Yeah.
busy celebrating with you that I did not ask Lebo to formally close the proceedings. And so as a legal congregation, I have to ask him to. My apologies, Senate. Please, will you close?
Thank you very much, Dr. Koning. As the member of the Senate of the Davincians Institute, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the Davincians Institute for Technology Management.
Thank you. You are now officially graduates. The academic procession may leave to Guardiamus. Thank you.